From the NWTV studios on the campus of Northwestern Oklahoma State University, this is 7 News.
Hello from the NWTV studio. I'm Tara Owen with a quick look at this week's headlines. It's homecoming week at Northwestern. Events are taking place all week. Last night, it kicked off with a bonfire. SGA Vice President Chloe Brott says she likes all the events taking place during homecoming.
My favorite thing about homecoming is getting to see campus lit up and all the things all over campus for students to do, and you get to help SGA do what we do best and serve others.
Tonight, it's Black Out the Pit to support women's volleyball. Then, on Wednesday, a free hay maze will happen at Brott's Menagerie, starting at 9. Then, Thursday, you can join the street dance between Coronado and Cunningham Halls from 9:30 until 11:30. Friday, there will be a pep rally at noon in Percival Fieldhouse. Friday, the Ranger Run, Parade, and Homecoming game will happen on Saturday. Part of the homecoming festivities is the annual Miss Cinderella pageant. 14 high school seniors will be participating on campus in the pageant. Each contestant will receive a $2,000 tuition scholarship for their freshman year at Northwestern. The winner of the pageant will receive 8 semesters of tuition and 1 year of a room waiver at Northwestern. The Miss Cinderella talent show is this Thursday at 7:30, and the Miss Cinderella pageant is Friday night at 8. Both events are held in the Fellers Family Auditorium on campus. A new opportunity for student athletes to make additional money while in college. Here's more information. For the first time in the history of college athletics, students can now benefit from their name, image, and likeness, also known as NIL. This NCAA rule went into effect July of 2021. Players now benefit from signing autographs, selling apparel, and paid partnerships, along with many others.
More power to them. I'm happy for the young people that benefit from it, and I really enjoy our level.
For Cameron McDowell, Northwestern's men's basketball player, his first ever NIL experience was a paid partnership with Dodge, his freshman year of college in 2021. He has recently had more NIL deals throughout his time at Northwestern.
He's been to a lot of games last year, so he felt like I'd be the one that he'll want to give NIL, so I was thankful for that.
As a Division II college, the NIL opportunities are limited for the athletes.
We have approximately 10 to 15 that are on NILs. Nothing major, nothing huge. We don't have the big contracts, things like that. But we do have a few that do have a little bit of contracts out there.
With the rise in NIL opportunities across the NCAA, these have led to an increase in athletes transferring.
NIL is a great opportunity for students, but there again, I don't want to see them chasing that when their education should be what they're chasing.
As the Northwestern community continues to donate to the university and the athletic teams, the players are seeing a direct impact from the community.
The community, by far the best I've ever been in. I've been to UGA, Jacksonville State. This is a community that's like hands-on. They really care about us.
The future of NIL is uncertain. The players are taking advantage of it while they can.
It sounds like rhetoric. It's not. Get an education, play a college sport, be a part of a team, enjoy their university experience, and have fun.
More information on NIL, contact Gretchen Jones. She's located in the Health and Sports Science Building in room 148. Now, with a look at sports, here's Ely Noble.
Thanks, Tara. The Northwestern football team, looking for their second straight win, had their comeback win fall just short from Southeastern this past Saturday. The Savage Storm jumped out to a 20-0 halftime lead before winning 27-21 over the Rangers. Southeastern improves to 2-2 on the season, while the Rangers move to 1-3. Northwestern will play at home again this Saturday against Arkansas Tech. It's homecoming. Kickoff is set for 3. Moving on to cross country, the ladies ended up placing 22nd at the Gans Creek Classical out of 28 teams this past Friday. The meet was hosted by the University of Missouri. The biggest news from the meet, Jamira Ross broke the school record in the 6K. Northwestern Athletics reporting that 9 out of 10 women that raced in this meet all set personal records. The men competed in the Gans Creek Classical as well. Christian Franklin led the way for the Rangers, helping the team achieve a 19th place finish. Franklin has done well for himself and this team as so far through the season. With more on Christian Franklin, here's NWTV's Ken Irving.
One word to describe Christian Franklin: resilient. This is a guy who basically grew up by himself all throughout high school, but yet won Gatorade Player of the Year. This is a guy who came to Northwestern and set school records. He's faced adversity, but he's never complained. He just puts his head down and gets to work. Okay, Franklin, it's no surprise to everybody. Let's talk about that record. What was it and what did you do?
So this year I set the AK record of 25:09 in the AK. Coming at it this year, I just had a new mindset to be able to have a really good season opener, and I surprised myself by having a better race than I thought I was from this last year.
Before Franklin was setting school records at Northwestern, he was setting records in high school. Franklin's junior year was a huge success. It resulted in him winning Gatorade Player of the Year in Nevada. Although he had success on the track, his personal life would not be so fond.
I'm from Pasadena, California, but I started becoming raised in Las Vegas once I got to high school. She moved around a lot, and that wasn't something that you can do within high school, so we ended up splitting separate ways, and I became emancipated, and I started living off on my own and working to provide for myself.
What was it like growing up?
Man, it was very challenging. I had to get up very early, get home very late. It was definitely something I had to push through, and looking back at it now, I surprise myself every morning. I look back at that because that's not something I want to go through again. I was a snack man in my high school, so I sold Arizonas and chips. So before I head to school, I'd go to the Winco down the street from my house, have 2 big duffel bags full with snacks and Arizonas, and then I'd go to school, work in the cafeteria, and then I had another bag I would give to one of my friends, and we would sell snacks around school, and that helped pay for my insurance for my car.
You had an unprecedented journey to get here, we could say. What schools did you go to before you went to Northwestern?
I ended up going to the University of Nevada, Reno, but unfortunately the program decided not to allow the men's track and field team to be participating of that year, so they were only going to have the men's cross country. I went to Alcorn State University that next spring semester. So leaving Alcorn was very unplanned. My coach ended up getting a new offer to Virginia City College, and unfortunately I couldn't go with him, so that was very unprecedented. And losing him, I just felt like, this isn't the place that I wanted to be in to help keep me focused and reach the dreams that I wanted to reach. And I ended up going to Central Arizona College in Arizona. But going to a community college, it taught me I can still keep my competitive edge, and I can always bet on myself to get me back to a program that'll truly be able to use me to the best of my abilities, and I can be at a program and represent them to the best of my abilities. After I attended my year of JUCO, I went to an NAIA called Texas Wesleyan in Texas that next year. So unfortunately, Texas Wesleyan went through major budget cuts within this last year, and their program and their scholarships had cut down almost to 50% of their scholarships. So leaving there was just a place for me to find a better financial suit for myself.
Finally, after years of searching for a home, Franklin found one at Northwestern. All thanks to a former foe turned friend that went to his junior college.
Man, so me and James in high school, when we raced against each other, we will always say hi and bye at the start of the race, but once we got in the race, we weren't friends at that moment anymore, so it was more so like a competitive edge. I got the best of James most of the time, so it was a great experience, but he's definitely a friend of mine that I can say we've gotten very close with. And going to the community college, me and James were just always back and forth doing our homework, running, laughing. We almost did everything together. And it helped push us both to make our grades better, pushed us both to become faster in running, and I think James is definitely someone who played an important role in my college experience as a whole. And I never really had the chance to talk to Coach Broomfield, but we can always tell it was a good relationship. I was excited to see him taking care of my current teammates, James and Salah, and it was just, I knew he was a person that looks like he takes care of his athletes 100%. And next thing you know, a couple years down the line, I was able to call back on Broomfield. We had a great relationship over the phone. We had a lot of back and forth of what I was looking for and what he was looking for. And we were able to get the job done, and here we are.
So far, Franklin has been one of the best runners to ever come through Northwestern. Although he's lighting up the collegiate scene, he has his mind set on something else.
My goal is to try and qualify for the 800 in Olympics. And that's one of my biggest challenges that I have on my table. And besides, outside of my athletic goals, I want to be a general contractor and renovate homes for when I'm older for my job career.
How do you want to be remembered as?
Honestly, I just want to be remembered as that person who never gave up, who stayed consistent, always worked and gave the best of their abilities no matter what the situation was.
What do you want your legacy to be? How do you want to be remembered here at Northwestern?
And my legacy here, I'll say, it's just to start the foundation. Starting a foundation and putting my name on it is something that I want to do to show that, like, hey, I started that, and then look at this program now, living up to its true potential and its true dreams of what it should be.
If you could tell your younger self that was living alone in high school, working job to job, but still trying to train and become the player that you are, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell younger me, keep being scared. Just keep being scared, because when I was pushed to my back against the wall, that's when I was able to truly see my best hand being unfolded. When I was scared of what was going to happen next, I was prepared to be ready for what was coming next. And that has taught me to always be prepared for what's going ahead. So now I'm moving through life like 4 moves ahead while I'm playing chess. And right now I'm getting ready for checkmate.
Thanks, Ken. The cross-country teams are scheduled to head to McPherson, Kansas on October 12th for their next meet. Ranger Volleyball extended their win to 6 straight games with a comeback win in sets 4 and 5 to get the win over Southeastern. The Rangers closed the match with 10 straight points after trailing 12-5 and win the 5-set match 3-2 to remain unbeaten in conference play. Volleyball will be back home tonight to play Southwestern at 6. Rangers soccer had their final home game of 7 straight with a 0-0 draw to Oklahoma Baptist. The Rangers finished the game with 7 saves from goalkeeper Rangel Brown, and the Rangers are now 2-4-2 on the season with an 0-1-1 conference mark. Soccer will next travel to Arkadelphia to play Ouachita Baptist and then go to Harding for the next matchup in Searcy, Arkansas. That's a look at sports. Tara, back to you.
Thanks, Ely. Northwestern Athletics announced a 2025 Hall of Fame inductee class. This year's class consists of 4 new members, including Tom McDaniel, Shannon Frost, Fred Slaughter, and Selena Lamar White. These 4 will be inducted into the Rangers Hall of Fame with ceremonies this spring on February 8th. Finally, today, Northwestern hosts the Oklahoma Scholastic Esports Smash Brothers Tournament. Awards will be given to the top 3 finishers, beginning with the junior high and high school, and those finishers will advance to the state playoffs. That's a look at our headlines. For more, check rangerpulse.com.